Cold open. A malicious npm package does not need a 0-day to become dangerous. It only needs one developer workstation, one install command, and one forgotten credential sitting in a .dot file. In an AI-accelerated development world, where assistants suggest packages, generate glue code, and encourage faster commits, that is the supply chain risk to watch. The attacker is not only trying to break your application. The attacker is trying to turn your developer environment into the breach path. Today's question is simple: if a package looks familiar, has plausible metadata, and fits the build tool you are already using, how do you stop it from stealing the secrets that connect your code to production? The immediate trigger is a fresh npm malware report from JFrog Security Research. JFrog says a Lazarus-linked campaign used npm packages that masqueraded as Rollup polyfill tooling. Two names highlighted in the report were Rollup Packages Polyfill Core and Rollup Runtime Polyfill Core. According to JFrog, the packages imitated the naming, README content, repository metadata, and package shape of legitimate Rollup ecosystem tooling. That matters because dependency review is often visual and rushed. A name that contains Rollup, Polyfill, Core, and Node can feel normal during a quick check. The Hacker News summarized the same campaign as North Korea-linked npm packages designed to steal developer secrets. It also connected the story to broader npm credential theft patterns, including attempts to read SSH keys, AWS credentials, npm tokens, Docker configuration, Kubernetes config, Git credentials, environment files, and shell history. The exact packages and indicators will change. The pattern is the durable lesson: modern supply chain malware is hunting the control plane around the developer, not just the application runtime. Here is the timeline at a safe level. First, attackers publish packages that look like they belong in a familiar ecosystem. They borrow naming conventions, metadata, and descriptions. Second, the package lands on a machine through a mistaken install, a copied command, a transitive path, or a demo repository. Third, install time or runtime logic tries to load additional code or search the local environment. Fourth, any secrets found can become cloud access, registry publishing power, source code access, or a foothold for lateral movement. This is why developer secrets are so valuable. A cloud key can open storage, logs, databases, and compute. An npm token can publish a poison version under a trusted package name. A GitHub token can read private code or modify workflow files. A Docker or Kubernetes credential can move the attacker closer to production. An SSH key can bypass the application entirely. From the attacker's point of view, the developer laptop and the CI runner are both maps to the kingdom. The AI angle is real, but it should not be exaggerated. The risk is not that every AI coding assistant is malicious. The risk is speed and trust compression. AI-assisted coding can help developers move faster, test ideas faster, and add dependencies faster. GitHub's maintainer guidance cites secret sprawl as a growing problem and notes that AI-assisted commits leak secrets at roughly twice the baseline rate. When teams accept generated dependency suggestions without slowing down for provenance, the review window gets smaller while the attacker's package ecosystem gets noisier. So the central thesis is this: in the AI era, supply chain defense has to shift left and inward. Do not only scan the code you ship. Protect the machines, tokens, package permissions, and workflow files that decide what gets shipped. Technically, what makes this class of attack work? Package managers are designed for convenience. Install scripts, build hooks, post-install behavior, and nested dependencies can execute in places that feel routine. Developers also keep credentials nearby because local work often needs access to cloud sandboxes, private registries, Git remotes, package publishing, test databases, and deployment tools. A malicious package does not need to exploit the kernel if it can read a credential the user already has permission to access. There is also a naming problem. Open source ecosystems are huge, and legitimate package names often look similar. Attackers can use typo squatting, dependency confusion, brand impersonation, scope imitation, or metadata copying. The Rollup polyfill story is a reminder that attackers understand how developers skim. If the README looks familiar and the repository link looks plausible, a malicious package may survive the first glance. Now for the defensive answer. First, treat secrets as toxic waste. They should be short-lived, scoped, rotated, and absent from source code. Enable secret scanning and push protection wherever available. GitHub's documentation describes secret scanning as a way to detect supported secrets in repositories, and push protection can block supported secrets before they land. This is not perfect coverage, but it changes the failure mode from silent exposure to visible interruption. Second, reduce the blast radius of developer tokens. A local development key should not have production administrator power. A package publishing token should not be usable from everywhere forever. Cloud credentials should prefer short-lived identity, workload federation, device posture, or just-in-time access where practical. If a token leaks, the question should be, what exactly can it do, from where, and for how long? Third, hardened package installation. Pin dependencies. Review new packages and new maintainers. Be suspicious of packages that request install scripts without a clear reason. Use log files. Compare package metadata against the project you intended to install. In CI, consider disabling lifecycle scripts where your build allows it, or isolate installs inside constrained containers with no unnecessary cloud secrets mounted. The goal is not to make development painful. The goal is to make package execution less trusted by default. Fourth, protect the repository control plane. GitHub's maintainer checklist points to security settings such as secret scanning with push protection, private vulnerability reporting, dependabot alerts and updates, code scanning, dependency review, and rule sets. These settings do not make a project unhackable. They close easy doors. Rule sets can protect critical branches and tags. Dependency review can make risky dependency changes visible before merge. Private vulnerability reporting gives researchers a safer path to disclose before a bug becomes a public scramble. Fifth, make alert handling operational. GitHub's own write-up on reaching secret scanning inbox 0 described more than 20,000 secret scanning alerts across 15,000 repositories. The lesson is not simply turn on alerts and hope. The lesson is triage. Prioritize verified active secrets. Assign owners. Revoke and rotate. Track remediation to completion. Separate old noise from active risk. A security tool that produces alerts nobody owns is a dashboard, not a defense. Sixth, assume a developer workstation incident may also be a cloud incident. If a malicious package is discovered in your environment, do not only remove the package. Identify which machines installed it, which scripts ran, what files it could read, and what network connections occurred. Rotate exposed tokens. Review cloud audit logs for unusual API calls. Check registry publishing events. Review GitHub or Git provider audit logs for new deploy keys, new tokens, modified workflows, unusual OAuth grants, and suspicious repository access. For leaders, the impact is business level. One stolen developer credential can become a software update compromise, a cloud data breach, a ransomware staging path, or a public trust incident. Supply chain attacks are asymmetric because one weak dependency decision can affect many downstream users. That is why package governance belongs in engineering leadership, not only in a security backlog. For individual developers, the practical checklist is short. Do not paste install commands from random issues or generated answers without checking the package. Look at the publisher, repository, download pattern, package age, recent version changes, and whether the name exactly matches the intended project. Keep secrets out of .dot files when possible. Use a password manager or secret manager. Prefer separate low-privilege tokens for local work. If a package asks you to run a script that you do not understand, slow down. For teams using AI coding tools, add one rule to your workflow. AI can suggest a dependency, but a human-owned process approves it. That process can be lightweight. It can be a dependency review, a trusted allow list, a package health check, or a pull request template that asks why the package is needed. The point is to avoid invisible dependency adoption through autocomplete momentum. The payoff is this: you cannot predict every malicious package name, but you can make stolen secrets harder to find, less powerful, and faster to revoke. That is the difference between a scary package install and a full breach. What should we watch next? Watch for package campaigns that imitate popular build tools, AI frameworks, wallet libraries, cloud SDK helpers, and testing utilities. Watch for attacks that combine fake GitHub repositories, polished readmes, social engineering, and package installs. Watch for agent workflows that run dependency commands automatically, because autonomy without sandboxing can turn a bad package suggestion into real execution. The conclusion is not to stop using open source or AI tools. The conclusion is to stop treating developer convenience as a trusted boundary. In 2026, the developer environment is part of the production attack surface. Protect it with secret scanning, short-lived credentials, dependency review, branch protections, isolated builds, and rehearsed token rotation. If the package is fake, your best defense is that it finds nothing useful, reaches nothing sensitive, and triggers an alert before it becomes tomorrow's breach headline.